We're Team Build Trak. We came, I'm Michael D'Souza, so I'm from New Forma. I was at the first hackathon. I had a really great time. I'm very excited to be back here. This one's been even better. We've had a great team. In fact, probably the most nervous I've been is thinking about trying to pronounce everyone's name here. So I'm going to let them go ahead and do it real quick here because we don't have much time. We have a huge team. Go ahead.
I'm Jeff Rader. I'm a software developer at New Forma.
I'm Greg Mayer. I'm a software developer with New Forma. I'm Luis Martinez with Powered Us Right.
Elizabeth Angel with Powered Us Right.
Matheus Pedrosi from Microsoft.
Diana Alazarian with Powered Us Right.
Chris Sweeney with Controls.
And Ryan Soul with Powered Us Right.
All right. So when we came to the hackathon, we set a goal for ourselves. We wanted to build a complete software solution for a specific problem end to end in a single day and a half, which is a really tough thing to do, those of you that work in this industry on the software development side. And it's challenged even more by, sometimes we don't always speak the same language. We're talking with our teammates trying to understand the problem, and they did a really great job of explaining it, but we don't have that much time. So what we've done is put together a video to help explain the problem a little bit and how the solution is going to help. So,
my land, take me where I cannot stand. I don't care, I'm still free. You can't take the sky from me. Take me out to the black, tell them I ain't.
Why I have to do all this paperwork. Lazy project managers.
Bobby, what are you doing, man?
Well, Veronica, I'm doing all this production tracking you want me to do.
Well, why aren't you using that BuildTrak app on your iPad that was just sitting on your desk?
We've been doing it this way for 20 years. Why should I change now?
Well, let me show you how to do it. It's super easy. Everything you've just picked up here, it's been input already. All you have to do, easy, punch it in. BuildTrak app. You got this.
This is amazing!
So easy. Come on. Let's go back to my office and you can see how we use this on my desktop computer. See, Ricky Bobby, with using BuildTrak out in the field, you help us run the project more efficiently.
Works for me. Beats doing a whole lot of paperwork.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to bring up teammate Lewis. He's going to walk us through some of the problem that we set to solve, and after that we'll do a quick demo of the solution.
Okay, so the pain is that current production reporting at the work phase, so where the work is actually happening, it lacks a real-time accuracy. So that makes it difficult to identify job trends and to keep production rates concurrent with the project schedule. So this is a real pain that I've felt before on projects. And then the other back-end problem is that you don't have the accurate historical data to move forward with the business. So who is this for? And I commend the last team as well, is we always have to remember in this industry that at the end of the day, what happens is these projects get built by people. And so empowering the people with tools is, I think, one of the most important things. Sometimes all you need is a hammer. You don't need a hammer with a knife, with the Sawzall all in one tool. So the idea is that it's a field supervisor, and he's the one that struggles with getting both the work done, getting the work in place, and tracking the metrics that a project manager needs to understand what's happening with the project. So we need real-time accurate data for those two reasons, project health and for data for future pursuits. So the why is we really want a user-friendly method. We want something that is very simple. We don't want something that's coupled with the estimating software. There's business reasons for doing that because you want to set goals for the project that help you to beat the budget and to beat the schedule. And it also needs to be simple because we need to be able to encourage adoption and embedment. So it's important that it's simple and easy to use, one touch, two touch, three-step processes, and it also has the ability for it to be set up on the front end so that what the person in the field is actually doing is saying, I'm this guy, this is where I was at, this is how long it took me, this is what I got done. He hits the button and walks away. So the impact, again, is financial. That's the main reason. It also has to do with incomplete work and profitability. So we pulled some metrics. So as a case study, we took a project, 14-story mixed use. You saw the video with the Benny Hill music. So cast in place concrete. There was on these metrics that we would track production on, there's a pure labor overrun of 13% that we would attribute among the team from lack of tracking productivity, or things get coded to other items, or there's too many guys on the crew and they're just being carried. You don't really know. So there was an in-place cost of labor per cubic yard of $142. The budgeted cost was around 126. And we took some statistics from 2001 for just total in-place yards of concrete for multifamily high-rise, of which this was that project type, and then cast-in-place superstructure in general. Those are the total in-place yards. And we come up with, go ahead. So if we were to say, using an app like this could capture a third of those overruns, just a third. And then you could scale it in your mind if you thought it was less or you thought it was more. Just for those multifamily, that yardage from those multifamily projects, we're looking at $67 million. For superstructure overall, you're looking at $2.7 billion, making some suppositions that, you know, the cost rates are equal, the estimate rates are equal, and that the in-place rates are equal. As if we did all the projects, which would be great. So here's a chart that kind of gives you the magnitude of difference. So trying to affect the work in the industry at the work face with simple tools. And then Michael's going to take over and talk about what we actually built.
Stay up here and help us with the why as we go through it. So let's bring up the... Okay. All right, so this is the interface for the iPad app. So at its basic, it's a plan viewer with the ability to set up regions and assign, I'm going to mess up on the terminology here, work packages to each of those regions so that you can record progress as you make your way through. In this case, it's about concrete pours, right? So we go ahead and tap into one of... So here you have the regions already set out, and this is actually working. This is the iPad app. And as you tap on one of the regions, gray being something that hasn't begun yet, you have well, I can't really see it there, but you have a really simple interface where you're only asking two things: how many hours you just put in and the percent complete. Again, the idea is keep it simple and encourage adoption. One of the challenges that they've had, and I think many others have, is that we give these tools that are overly complex to the people in the field, and they have so much to do that they can't actually take the time to stop and do this. So really, from a software developer's standpoint, our job is to build the tools that help the project go and then get out of the way as fast as possible. They're not getting paid to use our tools, they're getting paid to build buildings, and that's an important thing to remember. So any of the ones in yellow are in progress, the gray need to begin, and blue is complete. You can set this up in the field as well. So if you wanted to create a new one, sorry, gotta finish this off. So, okay, so he's going to record it. Now that one's done because he's pushed it to 100% complete. Therefore, it is done. So if you wanted to, you can set up another one in the field. Obviously, they wouldn't overlap, but you just set up some basic geometry, and with that we capture some metrics. Again, this is set up back in the field, and then once it's saved, it all goes back to the server. So we're running out of time, so we'll jump over to the website. We won't have to set them all up. We put in pick lists to make it really simple, again, focusing on that ease of use. And then we have the website that we built. So we built the web server, the APIs, and the mobile app in the last day and a half to get this done. And so what we end up with is these are the work packages that are at risk. So based on the rate that is being completed in the field, you can see that this one here at 66.94% complete is at a velocity that means it will not make its targeted budget. So if you click on one of these cost codes here, what it does is it brings up, well, it's going to be off screen here, but it brings up a burn down chart so that you can see that at the rate that you're going, you're not going to make it, and it also gives you down below a suggested increase in velocity so that you can go back into the field and talk to the people in the team and say, we need to either bring more people in, work faster, whatever it needs that has to happen. This will give you a clear view into that. So again, it's about the one tool, one problem, keep it simple so that it actually gets used and adopted, and that's it.